honestly, you guys.
I was like, what the fuck is going on right now?
know.
Am I in some like surreal universe?
Yeah.
Like,
No, it's messed up. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. It's all messed up.
hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our SaVeg take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast.
Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our, I don't want to say our final episode.
Final episode of season 1.
Season 1 of the SaVeg podcast is officially coming to a close, guys.
Oh, god
It's
damn.
it'd be the season finale.
We had a 3-year season.
We did.
Well,
Oh,
2.5-year season.
God damn, it's crazy.
If you guys haven't heard, if you didn't listen to our last episode, we're taking a month off. We're taking the month of June off for our own sanity because otherwise Daniel's going to kill me.
This is very true. We came close today, guys. Very, very close.
You do a good switcheroo though, you know?
What do you mean?
You seem to have multiple personalities, you know. Right before recording this, you look like you were about to, commit murder.
It's called professionalism,
Oh,
Rose.
god damn, that'd be rude as hell.
You could learn something from me, you know?
Or it's called being fake as fuck.
Anyway, guys.
As you can see, we need a little separation.
Yes. It's getting a bit testy in this environment here. And Rose is going on holiday for 2 weeks, thank God.
That'd be rude as hell.
And then she's back for a week, and then I'm gone for 2 weeks.
I
Because
think
I'm
we
like,
strategically planned this.
yeah, I was like, we need to kind of distance ourselves.
You mean you don't like spending 24/7 with me?
Mm-mm.
God damn, you be my only friend.
All day Sunday, fucking all day this day.
We did see each other yesterday. Yeah, pretty much all day.
Yeah.
Because, we ran the half marathon yesterday.
Yeah, guys, we did it.
Woo woo!
Oh,
One of us broke our personal record.
yes,
And who would that be?
you. The thing is, guys, I'm like,
Let's talk about this.
I obviously didn't train at all.
Well, at all is an exaggeration.
Okay, like I barely ran. Like I did compared to last year, I did like barely any running. Like last year I was running like probably 3-5Ks a week usually, like on a regular basis, and I was doing a long run on the weekends.
Yeah,
like
me too.
I was like getting way more like used to it, I guess. And then this year it's just like, I don't know, I just didn't. And then the weather was also really shitty, so it was like wasn't great time to like.
Yeah, the weather was really bad anytime we were trying to run regularly.
Or because we do our long runs. I typically do mine on the weekend because that's when I'm off work, and it was like always raining.
Yeah, it's weird.
I was like, fuck. But I did do a long run like a week ago, and I did like a 10K. And afterwards, I like did something. I don't know what I did to my foot, but like the whole week I just didn't run because my foot was in pain, and I was like scared that I wouldn't even be able to run the race. Luckily I woke up for the race day and I was fine. So
yeah, we both did it.
Mm-hmm.
Woo woo!
I'm gonna do it again next year. And
Are you?
My goal, my
What be your
personal
goal?
Is to sub 2.
Wow, that's a pretty. I'm sorry, Daniel. What was your time this year?
2 hours and 27 minutes.
And you're gonna basically erase 30 minutes
Off my time.
What was your time last year?
2 hours and 20.
Okay, so why don't you go for a more realistic goal of 2 hours and 10 minutes? And then you'll get to my level.
How did you find 2 hours and 10 minutes? Like,
you know what? Like, okay, so my experience. So yeah, my first time, which we did. When did we do the run last year? September.
Yeah.
So first time I got 2 hours and 14 minutes. My goal was 2 hours and 15 minutes. This time I did not think I could beat my time because I'm the same. Like I didn't train. I was like,
you did do more runs than I did though.
I did a few more runs than you did for sure, but I didn't train as much as last year.
Yeah, last year we were actually jogged quite a lot.
So I was like, oh my God, like I'm probably like out of shape compared to last year. And also I could not sleep the night before. I literally woke up at 2 a.m. and I only got like 3.5 hours of sleep because I couldn't fall back asleep. You know, when you're like anxious, you guys, like when you're like, oh, I need to wake up in however many hours. And then you start calculating how many hours you have left to sleep.
Yeah.
And then you can't sleep because you're anxious about sleeping. Anyways, so I couldn't sleep and I was like, I'm fucked. I couldn't sleep. This is like fucked. But you know what? It wasn't as bad. And I had a few strategies. Okay. I think the only reason I beat last year's time is because I didn't go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Because last year I went to the bathroom 3 times, which slowed me down significantly. And This time I like was very careful about the liquids, like how much liquids I was drinking before. Cause you know, of course I drank water cause I didn't want to be dehydrated, but I was like, I don't want to drink that much. So I didn't go to the bathroom at all, which obviously saved me time. And then my other strategy was in the beginning of the race, I kind of like went a little faster, not super fast that I'd be super out of breath, but I just know that by the end you're going to be tired and you're going to slow down anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's like a smart strategy because they say like to pace
You're supposed
yourself.
to pace yourself, yeah.
But like my beginning, again, I wasn't like I wasn't sprinting. I was just like running a little bit faster than
You
maybe I
normally
would.
do. Yeah.
And then I think that helped because
Yeah.
then it bought me more time at the end. I don't know.
I think honestly, for me personally, like even though I did worse than last year, partly because like not halfway through, but around 18K mark, like my hip really started hurting.
Oh yeah.
So I was like just being mindful of like, you know, like not going too crazy. But overall, other than that, like I feel fine today. And actually, I don't feel when I did it, like when we did the first time, I honestly, because I remember we went for drinks after as well, I felt dead. Like I had a major headache.
Right.
I just wanted to go home.
And you couldn't, now I remember because
Yeah.
we went out for brunch, we had a couple drinks and then you went home.
Yeah.
Right. Because I went out for drinks after.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know, because we both went to Cold Garden. I was there.
Oh, you went to Cold. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And then I think we left at the same time, didn't we? Because we were both
maybe.
both
Okay.
so tired.
I know, right? But this year,
But
we
this
like
year-
went out drinking.
Yeah, this year I was actually fine. Like as soon as I finished the race,
Yeah.
even though I took a little bit longer, I felt like not as it didn't seem like as bad this year. Like even though I like guys, you would be like, okay, well you were 7 minutes slower,
but your
like,
hip was hurting.
Yeah,
so if your hip didn't hurt, you probably could have beat your time.
I probably would have. And I don't think
Or
I
at
would have
least
beat it.
got similar.
I would think I would have got the similar time, like because I really slowed down at the end.
Yeah, but you had to walk.
Yeah, I had to walk a lot of it.
But it's like that's the thing. It's like when something starts hurting, that's when you freak out, because as I was running, I was also having like my feet were having these weird like pins and needles, and then there was some parts where my toe just felt really weird. So I had to stop a few times to like stretch it out.
Yeah.
And that helped. But if it didn't help, then I think I would have definitely like slowed down, because I was like, oh my God.
Because you don't want to, the thing you do is you do have to be mindful of your body, right?
Yeah.
And like if you start having an injury, like there's a difference between like your muscle being sore because it's like being worked
and
versus
something
like,
being pulled.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Versus like, okay, like as soon as my hip started hurting at first, I was like, no, it's fine. And then it got worse and worse. Then I was like, okay, I'm going to do a walking and jogging, walking, jogging. But you know your body, right? Like you don't want to push yourself so that you finish the race in your time and then end up like not be able to walk for 4 days.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. So you got to take it easy, but we did it.
I know.
Our second one. God dang, look at us.
You know what? I think
Marathon next?
Yeah. No. You know what I want to do is I think it was really fun because the thing I like about the Calgary Marathon is that you go through, it's actually quite a nice route.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I kind of want to go do a half marathon at
In
like
another city. Yes,
Yeah.
I was thinking the exact same
Because
thing.
like imagine it would go through like imagine doing it in New York or
I
something.
think it'd be so sweet to do it
Yeah.
in a different city. I
Yeah.
feel like, oh God, we're becoming one of those people that like travel to do a marathon.
Oh God, we are those people. Like imagine, guys, though, like think about it. Like imagine going somewhere like beautiful. Like let's say you go to Barcelona or like Paris or like
Seriously.
New York, and you do a half marathon there. Like it would be incredible.
Yes.
Like I wouldn't even at that point. It's like I wouldn't even care about my time. I'm just gonna enjoy the scenery and just be like,
exactly.
because I think it's the best way to see a city.
I know. So we should do it. Should we go?
Yeah.
Should we do something? Okay.
When's the next one? Should we do it at the end of the year?
Let's see. Well, let's scope out the places that have marathons and see where they have them. New York would be sweet.
I think the New York one would be really
Yeah.
cool because I think it's in downtown Manhattan.
God dang.
So they probably shut down a bunch of roads and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
Guys,
that would be
where should we
fucking
go
cool.
to do our next half
oh yeah,
marathon?
let's poll the audience, guys. Give us some recommendations and let us know.
Yeah.
Where we should
although I don't
go.
know if I want to go to the States because you know.
Oh my God.
Should we have a discussion? Okay, we're gonna pivot now.
Oh God.
Are we talking about this? I mean, it's already,
Yes.
again, it's old news at this point.
It's just crazy because like literally
I know.
we like not even kidding you guys. We're talking about a shooting like
Yes.
on our last episode.
And we're talking about it again.
And now there's another we did
It's
talk
so fucking ridiculous.
It's crazy.
Listen, it's actually so fucked. So we're going to talk about, of course, the horrible school shooting that happened in Uvalde?
Uvalde, Texas.
In Texas, okay?
Yeah, Uvalde, Texas.
And where I'm sure you guys have all heard of it. We're obviously talking about it. It's a big deal because I think over 20 people died. And that's like 19 or 20 students. I can't remember the exact numbers at this point. But basically, a gunman entered an elementary school, a fucking elementary school. And I guess it was 19 children and 2 teachers. I don't know how up to date this article is.
It's on the 30th. It's from
Okay,
today.
so it is up to date. 19 children and 2 teachers. A gunman, an 18-year-old gunman,
Fuck.
entered the school and just went on a fucking what's the word, rampage.
Yeah, rampage.
And it's just, guys, this fucking pisses me off because we talked about it. I feel like we're like what do you call it?
Record.
Yes, it's a broken record.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, it's so fucking frustrating because people in the States do not understand that they are in their own little bubble, and like nobody thinks the way you do outside of that bubble. All the people that are like, oh my God, everyone has the right. Okay, everyone has the right to bear arms. Literally no other like developed country even says those things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like who in Canada is like, I have the right to bear arms? That is like not a thing. It's like such a uniquely American thing.
I know. For a second there, I was like, I have the right to bear arms. I was thinking like, oh, you want to wear like a spaghetti strap or something? You want to bear your arms?
Yeah, like nobody says that outside of the U.S. And it's like, but the people in the U.S. think that this is like a God-given right, which is so stupid. Like, I'm sorry.
It's in
but
their
like,
constitution.
It's not.
You know what,
fuck
though?
the fucking constitution.
I know. You know what I did see, and I wish I had the article in front of us, but like I think I saw like a poll or something, and like Americans are starting to like want to
Here's
bring
the thing,
in
though.
gun control.
Yeah, what I did hear is that, yeah, to be fair to the American citizens, it is true that I heard the majority of Americans, I'm not sure about the exact number,
Yeah.
but majority of Americans, more than 50%, actually do want stricter gun laws.
Yeah, because of this exact
Yeah.
stuff.
Exactly. But the problem is, this is what I heard. Okay. So I don't know. Again, I'm getting my information from TikTok, but this girl was like explaining to me, because obviously we don't know the full details of the US,
Like, situation.
political system.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons why no gun laws are, going to be passed, or like, it's going to be a problem constantly is because I guess what they have, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I guess in the US what they have is like each state has 2 senators, and no matter how big the state is, like no matter if your state has like, I don't know,
5
1 million,
people.
exactly 1 million people, or like 30 million people, you have the exact same number of senators, and you have basically equal representation. And what they say is that there are more states, like the Democrat states take much more of the population
Yeah.
of the US. And this is the same problem, I think, with the elections and stuff, why certain people win, even though technically they didn't get a majority vote.
Right, because
Yes.
so it depends how many like
Exactly.
votes each state
Something like
counts.
that.
Yeah.
I think it's a similar situation. So because there are more senators, no, each state has the same number of senators. So even if the Republican states have much less people, they still have the same voting power.
Yeah.
Which is kind of fucked up. So because you're supposed to be a democracy,
It's supposed to be
where
like-
exactly, it's supposed to be a majority vote, but really it's not. So then what happens is the Republican senators, they take a shit ton of money from the NRA, which is the National Rifle Association, and then from that, of course, that's called bribes, which they'll never call it that, but that's literally what it is. They will take bribes from the NRA, and then they will basically not pass any legislation that's going to be
Against guns.
exactly. So
Yeah.
then they constantly just allow anyone and everyone to get a fucking gun,
Yeah.
which is fucking crazy. Listen.
I think I also read that there's more guns in
Than
the
people.
States than people.
Yes.
That'd be
Like,
crazy
it's
as
not
hell.
normal, you guys. Like, and here's the thing. Yeah, you're right in that there are more people in America that are like, okay, we should have more gun laws.
Gun
And
laws,
here's the thing.
yeah.
A lot of people think that when we talk about this, because we are Canadian, so like for me, it's not so crazy to be like, yeah, we don't want guns, period. But I know that in the States, it's like, it's too far gone. There's going to be, we're not trying to be like, okay, you should just like, ban guns and take away everyone's guns. Because to me, that's logical. But in America, it's like, it's too far gone. Everyone has guns, like whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying, take away everyone's guns, but
But some countries like I think it was Australia.
did they actually take away guns?
Yeah, so what they did is they did a program. I think guys, it was called like a buyback program.
Yeah.
Where they actually bought back a bunch of the guns
Yeah.
from people. So people like didn't lose money and stuff, or maybe they
Right.
did, but they would like give them compensation in exchange for their guns.
Oh, okay.
And they like got a bunch of guns off the street.
That could be a
Out of
potential.
people's houses, yeah.
So like that's something that they could do. But it shouldn't be a fucking controversial take to say, do a mental health check, do a background check. You should have a license to operate a gun, just like you have a license to operate a car. And a car is not designed to kill people. What is the only purpose of a gun? It's literally to kill or harm animals or people.
Yeah.
That's it. There's no other purpose. So why is it that people are just allowed to go in and buy a fucking gun so easily at the age of 18 when you can't even have a beer? It's so fucking stupid, and it pisses me off because I feel like I always have to like dance around this issue and be fucking like, you know, nice about it. But fuck you. Like, I'm sorry. There's so many kids that just died.
I know. It's so sad. And it's like, honestly, it's like I said this before in our last episode, right before
Literally
the second
the last
shooting.
episode.
Yeah. And I was like, how many shootings have to happen in the US for something to happen? Do you know what I mean? Like, you look at other countries like the UK, like Australia are good examples where they had mass shootings. And when that happened, the government was like, fuck this shit. Like, we need to crack down on this because we can't have people walking into a fucking school.
Yep.
And I can't remember if it was someone that worked that was telling me or somebody was telling me down the grapevine. Maybe I saw it on TikTok. I don't know.
Probably.
I've been watching
we
a
get
lot
all
of
our info on TikTok.
I know, I've been watching a lot of TikTok thanks to you, Rose.
God, thanks to me. God
Yeah.
damn.
Wasting so much of my time. No, but they were saying on TikTok about oh my God, I just
Did you have a brain fart there?
fuck, what did they say?
What is it about, Daniel?
It was about the guns, and it was about oh fuck, I don't remember,
It's
guys.
fine.
I lost my train of thought. Fuck, it was such a good stat or something.
Okay.
But anyway, let's move on.
So anyways, it's really fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And the crazy thing is, so I made a TikTok about this, a couple TikToks, because I was like, this is so fucking stupid. And because here's the thing, people that are like pro-gun, I cannot tell if they're being serious because the arguments are so fucking stupid. Okay. So first of all, they say, these are the talking points. They say it's a mental health issue, not a gun issue. First of all, two things can be true at the same time. You can have a mental health issue and a gun issue at the same time. You put those two things together, and that is what we call the disaster in the United States of America. Okay. There is like, you can't, why do you have to only have a mental health problem or only a gun problem? It's both. So, and if you have a mental health problem, why do you let people just fucking buy guns? What the fuck? Are you stupid? And God, I'm so sorry.
Rose.
And these people act like the US is the only country in the world. There are other countries in the world and they all have mental health issues. Okay. Like, newsflash. Okay. Even in Canada, we have mental health issues. In other countries, there are tons of mental health issues. And I use South Korea as an example because I'm from Korea. And South Korea, are there mental health issues in South Korea? Okay. It's a severe problem, has the highest suicide rate amongst developed countries. So yeah, there's going to be mental health problems in Korea. But you know what doesn't happen in Korea? Mass shootings or like tons of mass shootings. There's no gun violence because they have very strict gun laws and there's very few guns in circulation. It's not rocket science. Why do we have to explain this?
I remember my point now too.
Okay, what's your point?
So my point when I was talking about TikTok earlier, it's about like that I heard from the grapevine that kids in schools, you know how like we would have fire drills?
Yeah. They have
fucking
school
shooter
shooting
drills.
Yeah.
I'm like, that is not okay. Like, I mean, I get it that it's actually good that they're doing it to like, you know, the kids know what to do when that happens. But how sad is it that is a reality of what their schools have to do? Like, obviously, like when I went to school and even at work and stuff, we do like fire drills and that makes sense because if something, you know, the building caught on fire or something, or we'll do like a disaster like exercise.
Yeah.
But like they were never like at our school in high school or junior high or any of them being like, okay, we're going to do a pretend as shooters in the building.
Oh God. I remember doing some kind of drill like that, but maybe it was like after some kind of something crazy happened. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely not common. And then God, seriously, it really fucking pisses me off. Some of the arguments, again, these people, I can't tell if they are just like brainwashed and they actually believe this shit or if they literally are just evil. Like, as in, they are just saying it because they know that they can't say anything bad about guns. As in, because maybe they get paid by the NRA, the media people or something. Yeah. And one of the things that I think the Texas, what do you call it? Like a senator of Texas? I don't know. Ted Cruz, some guy named Ted Cruz. He's like the representative of Texas. He said something like, "Oh, we need to have one door into schools."
I heard about this.
Are you fucking stupid?
One entrance
into schools. That makes no fucking sense.
I know, it's so stupid.
And we should arm teachers.
Because that's the answer.
I think that's what people think.
Let's put more guns into schools.
It's so stupid.
Like,
oh, it really fucking pisses me off. And then somebody commented on my TikTok, and she was like, oh, I believe in the right to, you know, the same shit. I believe in the right to bear arms.
Yeah.
to bear arms.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, people, people that want to murder are going to find a way anyways. Not having a gun is not going to prevent it.
Yeah, but this is the thing. This is the stupidest argument because
it's literally so dumb.
Because the thing is, yeah, okay, like if I wanted to kill somebody or you were predisposed to be a murderer, like you will find a way, like be it, you know, a knife, a weapon, whatever. But think about it like this. If there's no access to guns, you only have access to like other weapons, like a knife, like strangulation, I don't know, other fucking things. Yeah. It is so much harder to kill people. Or not harder, but it's like it is harder. Yeah, it's more difficult than a gun. A gun is like the easiest way that you can kill somebody, and you can do it to a lot of people in a short period of time. Like if someone was like had a knife, yeah, they could kill some people, but like if they started stabbing people in the street, like they would get stopped pretty quickly, I would think. You know, and they might still hurt and injure a few people. If they had a gun and they start mass shooting people, it's like you have no chance. Do you know what I mean? Like there's no way. So it's like that whole argument, like guns don't kill people. People kill people.
Oh my God. How can you be so fucking stupid to make such a fucking dumbass argument? I'm so sorry. I'm pissed at this point. Yeah. Okay. I am done with trying to be polite with this fucking topic because it's so stupid. Get a brain. Would you bring a knife to a gunfight? Is that what they say? Like who in their right mind thinks that a gun is not more danger, or what do you call it? Who in the right mind thinks that a gun is the same amount of danger as a knife? I know. Like, you're so fucking stupid. Like, this is how do you think he killed 19 fucking kids and two teachers? Yeah. How? With a knife? You think they could have done that with a knife? Mm-hmm. Like, are you stupid? The fact that we have to explain this to people is beyond me. It's ridiculous. Yeah. Oh, like, it's so, and I know that most people like know what we're talking about and they like, you know, they have common sense. Yeah. But the fact that there are people arguing this, like, oh yeah, people are going to kill people anyways.
But you know what's the saddest thing when you look at this? I mean, the whole situation is sad. It's a fucking elementary school.
These are fucking little children.
These are kids, guys, that are like,
God.
There's kids in elementary, at least in Canada, they start at 5 years old. Yeah. And we're talking about fucking 5-year-old. And I think the oldest kids in like in a school like that would be like 12.
I think so. It's
like,
so sad.
Majority of the kids are under 10 in that school. 10 years fucking old, and someone's coming in there with a gun. Yeah. Like, wake up, people. Like, wake the fuck up.
But it's so fucked up because even if the people believe it, you know, they obviously are. No, but I do feel like there's enough people that don't believe it, enough people that are saying this stupid shit, that it's like, it's also not helping. Like, even though majority of people do believe in these common sense laws.
I can't believe they were like, let's arm the teachers.
Yeah.
I was like, it's oh my God.
You fucking fucked. And then apparently what happens after a school after any sort of mass shooting is that gun sales go up
because everyone goes and gets a gun.
Yeah, because everyone's afraid.
Oh my God.
And they think that's the solution. I mean, and also, honestly, at this point, it's like, it's so like, you just know that nothing's gonna change. So I almost don't even blame people for getting guns at that point, because it's almost like, well, they're not gonna stop these people from, you know, doing this. Yeah. And I saw this like Instagram post where there was like, oh, this is the number. These are all the schools that have had school shootings since Columbine. And they basically did, you know, when they scroll like the letters, like the credits, it was fucking endless. It went on and on and on. I don't know how many, but it was ridiculous. I was like, when is it going to stop? Like, it was like, it just kept going. It's so fucked. And I don't know how there are places where they don't even check your mental health record or your like, or anything. Yeah. This kid just walked in and on his 18th birthday. What the fuck? He can't even drink a beer. How is that normal? I don't like, you should be outraged. If you're the States, you should be fucking on the street, outraged as fuck. It is crazy. It is literally fucking crazy. Oh God. It pisses me off. And I don't understand how anyone can look at that and like.
So the next story is kind of linked to this.
Oh God, what's going on?
So basically, it's
you just want to keep my rage going, don't you?
It's directly linked to it, and I want to see how you feel about this. So basically, I guess in light of this incident, so there's a really popular show. I've never actually seen it.
Okay, what's it called?
It's called where is it? It's Abbott Elementary.
Oh, okay. It's an American show?
Yeah, I think it's American. And it's basically about, I guess, these teachers, and it's like a school kind of situation. And I guess the creator, and she also stars in it, Quinta Brunson.
Yeah. Sure.
apparently she got this like overwhelming response from people being like, hey, like you need to write in an episode of
about
your show.
school shootings.
Yeah, because her show's like kind of like, but her show's like comedic and stuff.
Okay.
But they were like, yeah, you need to showcase, like,
Right.
and you need to put this in your show.
Yeah.
So like, I'm kind of on the fence on this one because on one hand, I'm like, it's you know, actually maybe it should be in more in people's faces so they start waking up.
Sure.
But then on the flip side, she actually went to Twitter, and I kind of agree with her as well. So I don't know where I sit on the fence here on this issue. She was like, guys, you should not be wanting to get entertainment out of this. People should be lobbying the government and getting them for change. Like, I shouldn't be putting this into the show. This should be something like put that same effort that you're putting to writing to me
Right.
into what is it called?
Like the government.
What do you call it when you like
Petitioning?
petition the government? Yeah.
Yeah.
She was just like, where did she actually? I don't know if I have her tweet. There was like a tweet that she did, and it was like, I can't find it. But anyway.
Is it? Well,
Oh, here we go. Wild how many people have asked for a school shooting episode of the show I write. People are that deeply removed from demanding more from the politicians they've elected and are instead demanding entertainment. I can't ask, are y'all okay? Because the answer is no.
God damn. I mean, it's kind of true.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways I see where she's coming from, but
Right.
like, I also think that like, maybe that's what also needs to happen as well. They need to start like maybe depicting it more in the media and people will start like waking up, you know, but
it's
I don't
so
know.
heavily, I'm kind of on her side because I do feel like there is, you know, I don't want to say lack of, I don't know, like, maybe we are so focused on entertainment and all these like distractions that's
Yeah.
kind of like where we only see ourselves. Like it's not like the same as, you know, I feel like when it was like the olden times, there was like French Revolution and all these like revolutions happening. And it's like the closest thing that, you know, North America had to a revolution was when Donald Trump thought that it was a false election. Remember? It's like people don't fight for these things anymore.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on, but like, I mean, at the same time, it's like I do get the point of the people that are kind of saying, you know, maybe do a show to spread awareness. But I guess like maybe that's the kind of society we've created where we, you know, that's our idea of like spreading
this
awareness.
is it. Like, it's like, hey, let's get a big influencer to do a, you know, a video or
campaign,
something.
yeah.
Which is great still, but like really a lot of that needs to be directed to the people that are actually making those decisions.
Yeah.
Right?
But I guess
like,
the problem is people probably feel helpless because like we discussed, like it doesn't change.
Yeah.
Like that's so fucked, right? It's like, again, we're pretending that, you know, I mean, I'm sure same as Canada, but we pretend that we live in a democracy when really it's not. If you have a situation where the majority of people believe there should be more laws in place for better gun control, but you don't have, and those laws never get passed,
then
that's not a democracy.
Yeah.
You're not living in a democracy. And it's so fucking corrupt. Like, it's so fucked. How do these people sleep at night is my fucking question.
You know what I don't get though too is like, I just don't get, like, I would maybe be more understanding of the whole argument and everything if there wasn't countries that actually had similar laws to the US and then because of mass shootings implemented stricter, and there's multiple countries that have done this, and in all of them gun violence has come down. Like all of them. Like it's not even a question anymore. It's not like it's so far-fetched. It's not like there's nothing you can compare it to. It's like there is actually very concrete examples of this actually working. And that's where I don't get the argument that these people have where they're like, you know, we need to have guns, like gun laws don't work, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
And it's like, they might not be perfect. I'm not saying the gun laws in those countries are perfect, but they have made steps to decrease gun violence and it has worked overall, you know, like I think
they just don't pay attention to what happens outside of the US. That's the problem. Even though everyone is mentioning it now, we're all talking about it. Everyone's like bringing up the Australia example and even like Scotland or something, like all of these other countries that are similar cultures, you know, and it's like, they just don't, they're probably like, America's different, you know, like what the fuck? Yes, you are different. Not in a good way. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This many school shootings is not normal.
No.
Like, this is not normal.
This is not normal.
And guaranteed, if that guy had a fucking knife, he may have inflicted some damage, but not as many as 21 people.
Yeah. And the thing is, that's like the thing that's crazy is like, think about it. You're like also like, and I'm sure like I would feel so sad to live in the States because like, imagine like your kids are growing up there.
It's so
And
fucked.
you're like, my kids have to be like scared of a fucking school shooter.
Yeah.
Like that's terrifying.
Because like school is supposed to be where you go to learn and be safe.
Yeah.
Not, and like, just imagine like, oh God, I honestly can't even imagine how those parents feel.
And the kids.
Imagine being in that fucking school.
No, I can't.
If your kid was in that school,
It's too much.
my fucking God.
Imagine your little
I
6-year-old
know.
daughter or someone in there.
Oh my God. I honestly cannot. It's
and
seriously,
got exposed to a shooter.
Yeah.
Like I just, there's no words, guys.
Yeah.
Like there is actually no words. And it's like,
so fucked up.
it's like, trying to bang something against the wall to like make a point. And it's like, wake the fuck up.
And it's
like,
so sad because we've been talking about this since basically like the 90s.
Yeah.
And people just, I feel like nothing has changed, especially if both people from the Buffalo, New York shooting, which literally just happened like last week. Yeah. And then this shooting, both 18 years old legally got their guns.
Yeah.
Come on, people. Like, come on.
I know.
And to get a driver's license, it's more difficult. Okay? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
What the actual fuck? People are so stupid. And I heard this one woman was like, she's like, well, after 9/11, we didn't ban airplanes. I was like, are you literally the dumbest person alive?
Because we all fly airplanes.
And also airplanes are not designed to kill people, first and foremost.
Like airplanes are designed to get people from A to B, and they're operated by pilots who go through like extensive training.
Yes. And also we may have also banned bombs on planes.
Yeah.
That's a thing,
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? The NRA, I don't know if they had this conference already, but apparently they were having a conference in Texas a few days after the fucking shooting. And Donald Trump was going to speak again. I don't know if it already happened. Yeah. Was going to speak at this conference. And guess what? They banned guns at the conference.
Oh my God.
Are you fucking kidding me? They don't even believe it themselves. That's where I'm like, you guys are fucking full of shit. Know for a fact, you cannot be that stupid. Mm-hmm. You know for a fact that when a bunch of people bring guns, that is definitely increased danger.
Yeah. That's why they banned them.
Exactly.
This is what's so crazy.
If you need good guys with guns, why don't you all have fucking guns?
Mm-hmm.
Because that puts you in danger.
Yeah.
But you're okay with fucking elementary kids dying?
Well, and they're okay with the school teachers having to have guns to protect the kids, apparently. Because that's what country the state's becoming.
Oh, God. This is literally like, you are living in a dystopia. Guys, if you are living in the States, I'm so sorry, but you are living in dystopia. And you need to figure some shit out. Mm-hmm. It's so fucked up. And like every other country is like, what the fuck is happening over there?
Yeah.
Like nobody thinks this is normal.
That's crazy.
Anyways.
It's crazy.
So
our next story.
Okay, guys, a little bit of this isn't really, okay, you introduce it. Is it lighthearted? I'm not sure. We could look at it in multiple ways.
There's some societal problems wrong with this picture.
There's a bit of humor, but also a lot of issues.
Yeah. So basically, Rose actually sent me this story the other day, and she was like, "We should talk about this because we do talk about this a lot in the podcast in a different facet, not exactly like this, but like how there's all these societal pressures to get married and have kids and what that means." And I guess recently there was a couple in India. And they had a son, and they took really good care of their son, and did a lot of stuff for him, and he got married, and apparently they invested a lot into the wedding and the honeymoon, as you normally do as parents, I guess, or if you can afford to, and in hopes that they would have grandkids. And I guess the son and his wife have decided, as a lot of people like our generation are deciding, some people are deciding not to have kids. They don't want to have them.
Or maybe they just haven't yet. Who knows?
Or they haven't yet. So they're like, you know what? Actually, we don't want to have kids.
Yeah.
So the parents are actually deciding to sue their son for not giving them
a grandchild.
Grandchildren.
It says a couple in India is suing their only son and his wife for not producing a grandchild after 6 years of marriage.
Yeah.
And apparently on the grounds of mental harassment.
Yeah.
They are demanding $650,000 in compensation should a grandchild not be born in the next year. So that's their compromise here.
Their ultimatum.
They're giving them 1 year ultimatum, and they're saying, okay, you need to give me a grandchild or you owe me $650,000.
And part of their argument is that they spent their savings. I guess this couple is like broke now or something, but they spent a lot and invested a lot.
I mean, they're probably not broke.
No, but they invested a lot in their son to go to school and do all this stuff, all in like hopes, or not hopes, but with the condition, I guess, of him having a child.
Apparently that's all that matters in the world.
Yeah. Even though there's already so many kids in the world.
Especially in India. There's a lot of fucking people there, guys.
Yeah.
I have only one son. I spent all my savings on his upbringing. Okay, people. I know that most people will agree with this. If you have a child, that child does not owe you fucking anything. I'm sorry, but they don't. Okay. You decided to have a child. That was your fucking decision. You decided to have a child. That is your decision. And of course, as a parent, you have the responsibility of taking care of that child because you made that child.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's hard because like it's a cultural thing too, right?
I understand that.
So like, and
I know that in Korean culture it's the same thing.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like an unwritten rule where it's like you're putting your money into this person in ways like it's weird. It's like not messed up, but it's kind of like
I think
fucked
it's messed up.
Yeah, that you're investing your money into this person in hopes that one, they'll have grandkids, so they'll carry on your legacy, and two, that they'll take care of you when you're in their old age, right?
Yes.
Because that's like another big cultural thing, and it's like yeah.
You know what? I'll say it because I think a lot of people have a hard time like criticizing this because they think it's like a criticism on the culture. I don't think there's anything wrong with criticizing a toxic culture, and I think this is toxic. And I would say the same thing about my Korean culture, which is the same thing. It's fucking toxic. Having kids just so they can take care of you later on. I'm sure there's other reasons, but like if that's I understand that it can be frustrating. Of course, if you have a child, you have certain, maybe you have expectations. Maybe there are certain hopes. Of course, everyone does. Everyone wants, this perfect child. But you can't, it's not their job.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's at the end of the day.
Well,
I don't care what your culture is. It's toxic.
Exactly. And I think a big part of this too is like a wake up call though. Like I know that like, I think we're all guilty of this, but like if I had kids, I might do the same thing. But like we end up like having our children, then we have this idea of what their life is going to be, like we want them to do certain things. We want them to, and I think that this is like kind of not a wake up call, but it's like you need to step back and realize like your kids are your own people, right? Like this guy grew up and maybe him and his wife don't want to fucking have a kid. Like there is nothing wrong with that. Like it's their life, right? Like, and I think I'd be shocked if they won the lawsuit.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me because it's in India.
That's true.
So it is like a cultural thing where this kind of thing is accepted kind of like the reason why this came up in India is because that's part of the culture, so they're thinking like this is reasonable. So I bet there's tons of parents that are thinking, oh, this is reasonable, but it's like I mean, I don't think it's reasonable. I think it's it's toxic, and there's nothing wrong with saying that. Like I think there's certain practices that are just universally that shouldn't be the way it is.
Apparently the parents were claiming as well, like I didn't read this part yet, but I remember when I read it earlier, they were talking about how like also this is put, they're talking about mental harassment and like part of that. And they said, for them, all of their friends and family members and stuff are putting this pressure on them, and they're feeling like anxious and all this other stuff because their son hasn't had this child. And you know what it kind of reminds me of? Do you remember Indian Matchmaker?
Yes, I was just thinking that.
Do you remember Akshay's mom or something?
How do you remember all these names?
And she was like
she was like obsessed with the idea of him getting married.
Well, she was obsessed with both of her sons. She was like, okay, she's like, you know what?
Well, one of them had already fulfilled his duties.
Well, not completely though, because remember she said, Akshay, you have to get married.
Oh, so that my other son,
so your brother can have a baby.
Oh my god.
Because he can't have a pregnant wife at the wedding.
Oh my god. Honestly, you guys,
I was like, what the fuck is going on right now? Am I in some like surreal universe?
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's messed up. I'm sorry. It's all messed up. And like even and the thing is, it's not to like look down on someone's culture. It's but because cultures change, you guys. Cultures can change very fast. For example, even in Korea, my parents' generation, nobody wanted a daughter. Okay, like when my parents were being born, it's like if you had a daughter, it was like a fucking you might as well. Yeah, you're just like, okay, no, you just want a son. You need to have a son, or at least people don't mind daughters as long as they at least have one son, because your son is supposed to take care of you. So that's the thing. Whereas daughters, they get married.
Yeah.
So they get married to the different family, and then they're like the property of the different family. See, that's messed up. It's okay to say that is messed up. And now it's not really, I mean, it's still elements of that left in the culture for sure, but it's not as bad now. Now people have, changed their mind a little bit, like realize that, actually half the time sons are useless.
But I mean, I think it's a wake up call. And I think like a lot of stuff, like a lot of things like culturally, but not even just culturally, like you think of like religion as well.
Yeah.
Like I always think about like Christianity and Catholicism and all that, and how like the preachings and everything that they talk about is based, it's been the same for so long.
Yeah.
And it hasn't evolved as we as a society have evolved. So like some of those things just
like
don't.
The Constitution of the United States.
That's another perfect example. It's like we have these like stringent things in place that were like, maybe they were built in the 1700s and they had laws in those times that made sense for that era. We're now in the 21st century. Like there's things that there's certain things that just don't make sense anymore, right? Like if there was a law, for example, that said absolutely women cannot work. they have to stay at home and keep the
Yeah.
house. Well, it just wouldn't work nowadays because everything's so expensive. Generally, you need 2 incomes, right?
Exactly.
Like, so little things like this, it's like we as a society need to shift and realize. And like, it's same with this. It's like times have changed. Like, not everyone is having kids anymore. People are choosing not to, and that's okay. Like, that's what their choice or their journey. Or some people, they can't even have kids.
Yeah, what if you can't have kids?
Exactly.
That's my question.
Well, imagine their son and his wife. Maybe she's infertile or something, or
maybe.
maybe he is.
Yeah.
And now they're embarrassed because their parents are fucking suing them, and they're like, "Well, sorry, we can't give you a grandkid because we're sterile."
Or
Like,
some people just don't want to have children.
yeah,
You know, like, I don't know, like, it's so, you know.
it's actually it's a little bit sad, you know,
it's a little bit comedic, but also like sad. And it's like the fact that like you have to have a child, you know, it's like, oh, we got him married in 2016 with the hope that we would get a grandchild to play with in our retirement age. This is not, get a dog, okay? Get
know.
a dog.
However, almost 6 years have passed and there's no child.
Oh
we
my-
are facing immense mental harassment.
Oh, no, this seems like a parody.
It does. It's so crazy.
Oh my God. It says the couple added their daughter-in-law's career, which they claim causes her to reside in a different city than her husband, also caused them immense pain. As in the daughter-in-law just shouldn't work, maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
how
my
dare she go
God.
to the work, you know?
We are hardly left with any money because we spent it all on our son.
You know what? Like you chose to spend your money on your son.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe
The parents have even offered to raise the grandchild should their son and his wife be too busy with their careers. Oh, this is crazy. It's almost like they want a baby. Like, maybe they should just adopt if they want a child to play with.
No, but that's not part of the bloodline, Daniel.
Oh, right. So
We don't adopt outside children. You know?
Oh, that's true.
That's
Okay.
just gross.
Yeah. So
Like, it's so stupid.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's very similar to like, I mean, I think Korea is a little less, you know, traditional now, but it, you know, I'm sure there's parents that are like, yep, that sounds reasonable.
Yep. Should
It's
have
crazy.
Like Akshay's mom would have been like, "Yep,
Yeah.
they're not giving the baby. You know,
Yeah.
they're should be having a baby by now. 6 years
So
is
crazy.
6 years is way too long. You're disrespecting your parents. Don't wait.
You know, this is another reason why humans are a little bit like, in many ways, dumber than other animals. Other animals, they get independent so fast, like we discussed.
Yeah.
Right? There's animals that are just like, you know, they literally don't even see their parents. I mean, a ton of animals like that in the wild. You know, they're just
Yeah.
like, yeah, peace out. You know, I'm old enough now to get my own food. Now I'm just going to fly away and never see you again.
Make my own decisions.
Exactly.
So
It's like, I don't know. Humans are so why are we like this?
why are we like this, guys? I don't know.
Oh God. Just
Ugh.
imagine suing your child because they won't have a grandchild.
It blows my mind. It actually does
know.
blow my mind. I'm like,
In 2022, we're still having this conversation.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
where
then
we are.
I heard that they also said something like, I don't know if it says in this article, but they said something along the lines of like, we don't even mind if it's a girl.
Oh yeah, no, I heard that as well. It's okay
Like,
if it's a girl.
Oh my God, are you not merciful?
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Oh,
my
if
God.
it's a
it's totally
girl.
fine if it's a girl too. You know,
Yeah,
that's
that's
I mean, you know,
fine.
of course we prefer a son, but if it's a girl, we can still deal with it.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
It's unreasonable. All of this.
You know what's really sad about that whole situation though? Like in
Yeah.
those countries where it was like very like you want to have a son.
Yeah.
Like ultimately by doing that and having a culture like that, you already are making women feel
Oh,
inferior.
of course, 100%. Of
And
course.
feel shit about themselves. Like if I was born a woman in that
Yeah.
era, I would just think, oh fuck, I'm a burden to my parents.
Yeah,
Like I'm useless.
Yeah.
Like that's horrible.
I know.
Ugh.
It's like,
I
oh my
hate
God, I'm
it.
useless to my parents.
You have to get I then get married away and I become a burden on someone
Yeah.
else.
Oh no, you become like a slave to the other family.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the traditional thing.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of like just serve the other family essentially.
Damn.
So messed up.
And
Yeah.
don't be speaking at the dinners. It's for the men. They'll do the
Yeah.
talking and you just take the dishes away.
Oh my God, it's so stupid. I know. And even in China, like when they had their one child policy or something, I think one of the biggest problems was that a lot of girls would get abandoned.
Yeah, that's
because if they could have only one chance of having a child and they had a daughter,
Yeah.
they can't have that.
Yeah. But I heard in I think it was in China that the tables have turned in a sense that like
Right.
now because because there's so many men
Right.
and there's not enough women.
Yep.
That actually women are getting like more power in terms
Yep.
of like picking who they want to be their partner.
Yep.
And like obviously they're gonna be like if they come from like maybe a poorer family, they can get a really rich husband.
Sure.
Because there's just like they get the cream of the crop.
See, it's
so now
funny.
it's like families are like, oh, we should actually have a daughter.
I
you know what I mean?
That's
Like
so messed up.
It's fucked.
And also my theory is that like the reason why, you know, we're always like making fun of like the straight man syndrome or whatever. And I truly think that one of the reasons why like I think a lot of daughters have to prove themselves because, you know, when you're born in this era of like, you know, we still have a little bit of that residual like, you know, sexism a little bit, you know,
patriarchy and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it doesn't go away by, you know, generation by generation. It's gone. A lot of it is, you know, reduced, but because of that, we feel, you know, especially like maybe Asian, you know, daughters or, you know, coming from certain countries where sons are deemed as better, we feel more of a need to like prove ourselves and often become more responsible as a result. And even with when you look at higher education, for example, there's a lot more women in higher education than men.
And I also think like obviously this isn't true for every single person, but I do feel like generally like of my friends, like all of my like female friends, right, generally have their shit together a bit better. You know what I mean? They're more organized. They're the ones that like you go hiking and they remember the bear spray and all this other stuff. And I just show up and I'm like, fuck, I forgot this. And like, you know what I mean? Cause like, I feel like a lot of guys are like that.
Yeah.
Like, they're just,
that's like the stereotype.
Yeah. But it is a stereotype.
For a reason.
I know there's some guys that are actually really together, but like, I feel like the more people that I meet in my life, that is the minority. Like all the other guys a lot of the guys I know at work, like they do not have their shit together. Okay. Like
exactly.
So
no, it's true.
Yeah, I definitely think there's something to be said. And I think that's a residual effect of that. Yeah. It's like, because we're used to, you know, like even growing up, like I had chores, but like it wasn't as like, it was kind of sad. Like it was like me, my mom, my dad, and my brother.
Your poor mother.
I know. And my mom was like, she did do most of the cleaning, you know, like, and it was never like, whereas, you know, in some ways I kind of wish that they pushed it on me more. Obviously I didn't when I was that age, but you know, like to do more chores and stuff, you know, because then I'd have I'd be maybe have my shit together a bit better now.
Oh God. Oh Lord. I heard about this. Okay. So I did see it. It was all over the fucking social media.
Yeah. There's been so many, like I see the campaign where she's like cutting it with a knife.
Okay. We're talking about Kim Kardashian is becoming has become the chief taste consultant in Beyond Meat campaign. She was in some kind of commercial for Beyond Meat. Yeah. Which if you guys don't know, I'm sure all of you know, but it's like a vegan meat substitute. It's really good. And it's delicious. And I guess she became I guess they have a lot of money, Beyond Meat. Apparently. But she's expensive. Well, she wouldn't be doing that for just free burgers, would she? So yeah. Some people, this is quite controversial. Yeah. Because some people are saying she's not even vegan. I thought didn't she go vegan for a little while? No, she was never vegan. Maybe she was eating somewhat plant-based for a while. Yeah. But she was never vegan. And she definitely wears like, you know, leather and fur 100%. True. Yeah. You know, so she's not vegan. Yeah. But so people have a problem, you know, they think it's just kind of gimmicky essentially. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's any kind of like it's like celebrity endorsement basically, right? Like that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to piggyback off of all of her followers. Yeah. And they're trying to make plant-based, the way that I think they're doing it is they're trying to make plant-based seem more cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Appeal to that audience. Because you know, like a lot of people think it's like fringe still and they're like, true, it's not as like mainstream, although it's becoming like the fact that like so many places now seem to have Beyond Meat. Well, they have Beyond Meat, yeah. But they have more vegan options, although like I went for brunch on the weekend. Oh, right. Oh my God. And it's like a popular, I'm not going to name and shame, but there's like a popular brunch place in Calgary. There's like a bunch of them within Calgary. I think they're in Edmonton as well and some other places. So I go there and I'd been there before and there's like one or two like vegan things on the menu, but then pretty much nothing else is vegan. So I wanted to they have like these like bowls of like, they're almost like a Benedict sort of. Sure. But with like potatoes and veggies. And I was like, vegan? It was marked vegan? No, it wasn't marked vegan. Okay. So they don't have vegan things on the menu. No, they have a couple of things. Oh, they did, but it wasn't what you wanted. Yes. Did they have like oatmeal? Was that the vegan option? Yeah, it was like chia seeds. Of course it was. Why is there always a fucking chia pudding? Continue. And avocado toast. Literally, I was just going to ask. I was like, was the other option avocado toast? Yeah, which to be fair, that's what I had last time, and the avocado toast was really good, but still. I mean, it's really hard to mess up an avocado toast. I know. Anyway, continue. But anyway, I got this like bowl, and it was like it was supposed to be a bowl, and I was like, hey, like, is there any way, like, can you make this vegan? Like, get rid of, like, you know, all this stuff. And then I was like, but instead of it, because I wasn't getting eggs, I wasn't getting cheese, I wasn't getting the hollandaise sauce. So I was like, literally, you were getting nothing but potatoes. It was pretty much the only things left were like potatoes and I think tomatoes and a little bit of avocado. Right. So I was like, can you like ask the kitchen, like, you know, put some more veggies in, just make it a little bit more interesting. Anything that's like obviously plant-based, like just throw it in there. I'm not fussy. Like just make it something exciting. Like I don't care. She's like, yeah, no worries. Another server comes and brings it to me, and I'm not kidding you.
It was the saddest bowl I've ever seen. It was just potatoes, tomatoes, and a little bit of avocado.
So they didn't add anything.
No, they didn't add anything. And I was like, okay, guys, like I'm
ridiculous. And how much was the bowl?
It was supposed to be like 20 something. So
Oh
I was
God,
like,
honestly, it's killing me.
I know. So I actually did send it back. Well, I didn't send it back. I just
Yeah.
talked to the server and I was like, like, and she,
Listen.
it was a different server. And she
Yeah.
was like, oh my God, yeah, I feel so bad. So she went back to the kitchen and they got this like massive thing of veggies,
Yeah.
which was really good. It was like spinach, mushroom.
Sure.
They should have put that in the beginning.
I know.
And what else did she bring? And she bought this other bowl of like basically like 2 full avocados.
Amazing.
So I was like, sweet, done.
That's the thing. It's like, it's not like you were being fussy. You just said, I'm not even picky. Just put whatever in there.
I was like, honestly, just throw whatever veg you
God.
think. I was like,
Yeah.
you make that. I'm not even fussy. Like it
As
can
long
literally
as
be
it's vegan.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like throw that shit in there.
This is why I never, especially for brunch, I never go anywhere unless they have like legit vegan options or it's a
Yeah.
vegan place. They're like, they just can't.
Yeah.
It's always a fucking oatmeal.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this, you know what? Fuck your oatmeal. Okay.
It's oatmeal, chia seeds,
Yeah.
avocado toast.
That's it.
Or sometimes a tofu scramble.
Oh, and then that tofu scramble will cost you about $20. And it's going to be the worst tofu scramble you've ever had in your life. It's like, I can't.
There's a couple good like
Or
brunch
like a fruit
places.
bowl.
Yeah, fruit bowl. There's a couple good brunch places in Calgary now that do like vegan stuff. So I
Yes.
like to go to those. Like,
what's your favorite one, Daniel?
probably. Just kidding,
Would
guys.
it be
SaVeg.
Oh, do you know how to say it properly, Daniel?
SaVeg.
Just like the name of our podcast?
Yes.
Be nice if you know how to say it.
They do a really good vegan Benny, guys. So if you're in
Yes, my
Calgary,
cafe.
you should go check it out. I might happen to be making a cameo there, after an F45 class. So,
But anyway, I mean, how do you feel about this Kim Kardashian?
I mean, in some ways, I'm like, you know what? Let's get it more mainstream.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I do wish it was maybe someone that was actually vegan that was promoting
that
it.
would be kind of nice.
Yeah, like because there are some big celebrities that are like vegan.
Yeah,
and
they
things
could have
like
worked
that.
with Billie Eilish or something.
Exactly.
I think she's vegan and she's pretty hip and cool and young.
Yeah.
But I mean, do I care? Not really. Do I think it's going to make a huge difference? Not really. I mean, at the end of the day, it's marketing.
Yeah.
And, maybe it would. I don't know. Fuck.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
And going back to that whole, we were talking about in the last episode about how, companies like Beyond Meat would approach like an influencer
Sure.
and send them some free stuff. Guaranteed. Kim's getting a fat paycheck from
Oh,
this.
she's getting probably millions.
Like that's.
She's expensive.
Oh yeah, she ain't cheap.
She ain't cheap.
Like I do wonder. Like I wonder how much.
Probably
like-
millions.
Yeah, that's insane.
I think she because this is like a full on campaign.
Yeah.
She charges like probably hundreds of thousands of dollars just to make a Instagram post.
Yeah.
But she was part of like a commercial, like the whole thing.
Yeah.
And probably millions easily. She's so rich.
I know.
And like,
This is just what I mean. You don't have to work harder. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like, it's like when those people get to this status, for example, they'll be like, look, we want you to post a picture of this water bottle on your Instagram. We will pay you $300,000.
Yeah.
So I literally go, okay, cool. Snap, post, send it to my bank
and then
account.
millions buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's why it was so hilarious when she was saying like, we just need to work harder, everybody. I'm like, bitch.
Everyone needs to work harder, guys.
Yeah, apparently. Anyway, so yeah, she was part of the Beyond Meat campaign.
So let's see. I hope not just sales for Beyond Meat, but I do hope that it does start to become more like a mainstream kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it just becomes like.
Although we could use more, like we've talked about this before, but like when Beyond Meat first became mainstream, it was like every single restaurant, the only vegan option they offer is a Beyond Burger.
Meat. Yeah.
And it became like and I don't want to be like complaining because it's better than before where we
Where
had
there's
like
nothing.
no options.
Yeah.
But now it's almost becoming like people now are getting lazy with it, right?
Yeah, because they're like, oh, I don't have to create a dish.
Exactly.
Let's just throw. We're an Italian pasta place, but let's just throw a Beyond Burger on there for the vegans that come.
Exactly. So then nothing becomes unique anymore. But hopefully that'll change,
Yeah.
and people will make more, interesting vegan items. You know?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. What
We'll
happens.
see.
I'm not holding my breath.
Okay, what is
This one was okay.
Okay, I think I've heard of this. So I guess there was a writer who wrote something called How to Murder Your Husband. And I heard about this. She apparently has been found guilty of.
Killing her husband.
We shouldn't be laughing.
I know
but
we should not be laughing,
so,
guys.
like, not even ironic.
Is it ironic?
It's not ironic. It's the opposite of ironic.
It's
very literal.
yeah. Like it's so again not funny, but it's like
It's not funny, but it's like kind of
Yeah.
Like, I know we shouldn't laugh, but it's like,
So-
holy shit, what the fuck?
She's a self-published romance novelist who wrote an essay titled How to Murder Your Husband.
Oh my God, I actually cannot believe this.
Like, it's actually crazy. And apparently, like, this essay, it goes on to, like, you know, she goes into like a lot of details, not exactly of what she did with her husband, but like I don't think so, but she was just like talking in general, like motives to kill your husband, you know, all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, the blog post went on to detail motives: financial, lying and cheating bastard, abuser, and a discussion.
Why did she write this essay? What's the purpose?
I have no idea. A discussion of possible methods. Knives were personal and close up, blood everywhere, while poison, considered a woman's weapon, was too easy to trace. Guns were loud, messy, and required some skill. Like I think she's maybe one of those writers that's like I want to say like a method or like a mode. Like, I don't know if it's called method writing, but it's like you get really involved in your like subject. Like,
and then you're almost too ingrained.
Like I always think of like, you know, like the J.R. Tolkien that wrote the Lord of the Rings books. Like as part of his process to create these books, he actually created like Elven languages and like all of this other stuff. Yeah, like
he got really into it basically.
Yeah, and I feel like maybe that's what she was doing. That was part of her creative process. But like, how crazy.
But like, why did she kill her husband?
Apparently she had financial motive. Like, they were like not doing well financially, and
my God, people, there are other things that you can do if you are not doing well financially.
They said prosecutors told jurors that this person was motivated by money problems and a life insurance policy. So,
oh my God, seriously, the whole life, like, I swear, half the time it's because of a life insurance policy.
Yeah.
Okay, do not take out life insurance.
I feel like it's a dangerous thing. It's
seriously,
like, God damn.
Like,
but it's so dumb because, like, imagine you take out a big life insurance policy, like, if you did that and then like a week later you ended up dead and your partner was still alive, it automatically becomes so suspicious.
I know.
You know, they're like, oh, you just took out a life insurance policy, now you're dead.
Maybe some of them are smart and they wait longer.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know.
But like, it's so sad. Like, it's
sad because they say that like most of the time it's like your partner that kills you.
Yeah. Well, they do say like generally when if you ever do get killed, hopefully that doesn't happen to any of us guys.
Oh God.
But like, they always say like it's the same when somebody gets like attacked physically and all that kind of stuff. They always say like 90% of the time, 90-something%, it's a family or a close relative.
Yeah. Basically someone
or a family friend. Yeah. Or like somebody
someone
that's
that
like,
you know that you're close with.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Oh, Rose.
Guys.
I mean, you've been testing me.
Guys, if I ever disappear. Guys.
We have this on air now. Actually, speaking of which, I do have to say, I went one time to an amateur comedy night and there was a guy performing there. Holy shit, he was so funny. And there was some drunk girls that were at the front that were like disrupting the show and everything else. And he went off on this tangent and he was just like, oh God, it just was cracking me up because he's like, oh God damn. He's like, now if there's a missing persons report, I'm going to be the first suspect. People are going to know I killed those bitches in the front row. You know, things like this. I was literally like keeled over and they like fed into it. And they just kept
going.
Yeah.
They're probably like, this is hilarious.
And it was honestly like, and I just always think of that when I think of like, he's like, God damn, I shouldn't, you know what? I should quit while I'm ahead, guys. Everyone knows I'm going to kill them.
Daniel, be careful.
God damn.
I will come haunting you.
I know. Steal my dirty laundry hampers. Because apparently that's a thing.
Oh God. Anyways, so yeah. I mean, I guess beware if your wife or husband or significant other writes any articles about murdering you. Potentially, you know, you might want to, you know.
How sad is it that it's usually your partner?
I know, right? That's what's so fucked up.
So there's a reason why I'm single.
I think this is a very good reason.
I don't have to worry about any of this bullshit, guys.
Like, exactly. It's like, you know what?
God damn.
The fact that, I think most of the time it is the partner, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of the time.
And a lot of times it's because of fucking insurance policy, which is crazy.
Well, they say, I remember I used to love this show it was a Canadian show called Till Death Do Us Part. And they were saying in the show, which I believe, that like financial stress is like the number one reason for divorce or like relationship problems, basically. And I believe it. Like, that's why this shit happens. Like, if people like get into like a place where they feel like they can never get out of this mountain of debt.
Sure.
And they'll be like, how the fuck do we do this?
Okay, but my question is, when you have life insurance, doesn't that imply that you already have like a significant amount of money?
No.
Really?
So for example, like not always, because what can happen is like you take out a life insurance policy, basically it's like an insurance against your salary. So like
Right.
so like for example, like a lot of the time they say, hey, if you have a house, for example, you should have an insurance policy, right? Because technically it is an asset, but like you still owe a mortgage on it, right? So
Sure.
the insurance would be like, oh, we'll cover that mortgage, and there'll be extra for, you know, if you have two people living together, it's like, let's say we were married and
Yeah.
you know, I'm earning like, I don't know, a couple $100,000 a year or something.
Sure.
If I died, your life is going to be impacted by that because you're going to
Yeah,
be
yeah,
less
yeah.
200,000
Right.
a year. So that's to cover that part of it.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is then doesn't that imply that the person makes, you know, you're already making a certain amount of income? No.
Yeah. But
So then
people,
would you be in like financial like struggle?
Oh yeah.
Or are people just being greedy?
Rose, that show that taught me
Yeah?
Till Death Do Us Part. It doesn't matter how much people are making. I mean, it does to some
Right.
degree, right? Obviously, just within reason. But like, I mean, we see it even with celebrities, like people making millions of dollars,
But
go
they're in
bankrupt.
debt. Right,
Yeah.
right, sure.
So however much someone makes is actually not a great indicator. Like someone could be earning minimum wage, but be really smart with their money,
Right.
and not be in debt versus someone making 200,000 that has so much debt, right?
Right. Interesting.
Yeah. So I think they got in this weird place.
Interesting.
And yeah.
God, honestly, I can't.
But I mean, it is just, I don't want to laugh, but it's
I
like,
know. It's just so literally literal. Like,
I know.
It's
like,
way too literal.
It's like way too literal. Like,
Oh God, honestly.
yeah, just nuts.
It's crazy. Anyways, any other stories?
That's it for our show today, Rose.
God damn. Guys, oh my God, it's over.
I know it's
We're
over.
breaking up. We're
Oh.
taking a break.
Season 1 is over.
Season 1 is over.
Season 2 is starting very soon.
Yes, and I will be back with a solo episode. Has anyone
right.
made any suggestions? Guys, let us know down below,
Mm-hmm.
or let me know what you want me to talk about in my solo episode. If you want me to talk shit about Daniel, let me know.
You don't want that, guys. And you know I'm going to see the episode anyway, Rose. So like, it doesn't matter. It's not like you can keep me from watching it.
God damn, Daniel.
So
I'm just joking, guys. Let me know if whatever topics you want me to discuss,
Yeah.
or I could just do our usual, thing of talking about current events. Who knows?
maybe there'll be some crazy stories happening.
Yeah, maybe I'll have some crazy stories. Like, who the fuck knows, guys?
At that point,
I don't know if I can fill a whole hour talking to myself.
you're going to have to.
God damn. It's going to be so weird not having like
Maybe do like a shorter episode.
Yeah, maybe I'll do a shorter episode. We'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see
Yeah.
you guys.
See how you're feeling. Go with the flow, and then just be like, okay, that was good. Or
I'm just sticking around on this podcast anyways,
Yeah, exactly. So
Anyway, oh my God, I'm leaving for London tomorrow.
it's exciting, guys. By the time this episode goes out, Rose will be in London.
Yeah.
So
if you see some crazy redheaded Asian,
Mm-hmm.
it's probably me. Okay. Anyways, I'm praying for you guys. I'm not praying for you because I don't pray.
Yeah.
But if you're in the States, I'm metaphorically praying for you.
yeah,
Okay. I hope people get their shit together. I hope something
things
changes.
change. Like, I mean, history would tell us that it doesn't, but
No.
let's just keep. being-
Otherwise, you can move to Canada.
yeah. Try to get a job up north. Come up to
Yeah.
Canada.
Yeah, we're a big country and not that
is.
many people. So
You know what though?
What?
So I watched this other thing. It was another TikTok video.
why are we so obsessed with TikTok?
I don't know, because it's just like
It's so good for
it's
some
just
reason.
like easy to watch,
I
know.
know.
And there was this guy that was like, it showed a bunch of different countries, and it showed like house price increases
Oh God.
as percentages, right? And it was showing like the top where they're like from like, I don't know, like 1990 or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And it kept going, and you know how those like where they speed them up,
Sure.
and then it has the graphs, and they'll surpass each other and
Uh-huh,
stuff.
uh-huh.
So everything was all ticking along, and all of a sudden Canada is like in the last like 3 years
What the hell? So
more than every other country, like so much
What?
more. Yeah,
why?
you tell me, Roses.
God, what be happening in Canada?
Goddamn, I should show you that.
Is everyone moving here? Is that what's happening? Canadian housing prices are ridiculous at this point. Especially in Vancouver, obviously. So a lot of areas around Vancouver as well, and also in Ontario. It's ridiculous, and people can't buy homes. Oh, it says Canada's real estate bubble grew faster than any G7 country in the past 30 years. Yeah. What the fuck? Like, why? Oh, God.
I hope that didn't do anything.
No.
It's usually Rose that does it. See, look, here's Canada. So, and these are like, this is a very messy graph. The graph that was on there was a lot better, but you can see like Canada was kind of trending along with everyone else. And now it's like Canada, boom.
Yeah, in the last like little bit, hey?
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean,
But I think overall trend as well, because
Uh-huh,
Canada had a
uh-huh.
big boom here, it looks like as well.
right.
And a couple other peaks. It's like the highest, like, for all that period. So people are saying we are definitely in a fucking bubble here.
Right. So is it going to crash?
I don't know.
Oh, God damn you.
Well,
guys.
they're saying like as the interest rates go up, it's going to cause impacts on the price. So
God damn you guys. Be a scary world out there.
God damn it.
Again, living remotely in the middle of nowhere sounds really appealing to me at this moment.
God damn.
Anyway,
on that positive note, guys.
Leaving you on such a positive note.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening, you guys. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we're taking a break. It's like kind of weird.
We'll be back though. We'll
be back before you know it.
Yeah.
And if you guys want some more content to listen to, some of our old episodes, definitely check out our Patreon, which has all of our Patreon exclusive episodes from the beginning. So there's so many Patreon exclusive episodes that are already on our Patreon that you can listen to.
Yeah.
The Patreon page is patreon.com/The SaVeg Podcast, which is linked in the show notes or the description.
Yeah.
So join us there. You won't be charged for June or something along those lines.
Well, I don't know if it's like new people, but like our current subscribers won't.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I don't know how that works.
Check it out.
Yeah.
And you can listen to some of our old episodes. And of course, you get the episodes a week earlier than everybody else. And you get them ad free.
Yeah.
So lots of perks there.
If you are watching this on YouTube, send us some comments. Show us some love in the comment section. And check us out on TikTok. Check us out on Instagram at The SaVeg Podcast. Check us out on your favorite podcasting platform and hit that follow button, guys.
Yes. And we will talk to you in a month
Yep.
at season 2.
Season 2 coming next month, guys.
Season 2 will be coming in July. Thank you so much for listening. And we will see you guys then.
Bye.
Bye.